Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing Black Bloom by Felix ID Dimaro. It started with a viral picture, a photograph of a young boy picking a single black dandelion from between the train tracks. The weed was considered to be a genetic mutation, nothing to be worried about. Several weeks later, and the black dandelions are everywhere, and pretty much everyone has gone blind. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, it's clear that humanity is in for a fight unlike anything it has faced before. So Black Bloom has a really interesting format. The story is told by Alexander in almost like a diary format. He looks back at the events so far, sums them up for you, and then we get a day-by-day accounting of everything that goes on after that. That recap starts from when the dandelion was found, and then we watch it spread across the world. As it's broken up into days in a kind of diary format, the way it's written, you can almost see him, working away at this while he worries about his wife. Also included are some collections of headlines, a couple of news stories, and plenty of illustrations. So this actually has quite an isolated feeling to the story because the focus is so narrow on Alexander and the people around him. So there's not a vast amount of characters we meet. However, the ones we do meet, however briefly, feel very solidly placed and real within this world. Alexander is an interesting character himself. He goes into his backstory throughout this summarization of events, this journal, and we find out from him how he lost his legs, how he met his wife, and it all creates this picture of someone you feel you could be friends with. As such, you really become invested in his story, which is really impressive considering the short size of this, and the font is really quite large, so it is a fairly short book. So this is set in the kind of near future in 2045, so yes, not the immediate future, and it brings some events, it kind of extrapolates what's going on in our time into what could happen in 2045. COVID is referenced, but it's not heavy-handed. Events are directed as a result of government policy changes due to COVID, and it was interesting to see how the outbreak now, how he considered it would affect the world in the future. Also some drone surveillance and how people react to that, along with some screaming conspiracy theories. I found this world and story to be utterly absorbing, and I found it to be a really quick read. I just had to keep turning the pages. The tension built up really well throughout as we figured out what was going on and basically where we were going. And as a conclusion to the story, I found how this ending to be really quite satisfying. This had a few disturbing touches at time, perhaps not quite enough to nudge it into horror, but there are some definite body horror moments within this one, and I found the descriptions overall painted a really vivid picture. I could certainly picture what was going on, but we never got bogged down in detailed description. Everything kept moving pretty quickly. There are some occasional touches of quite heavy-handed foreshadowing, but I think that's as a result of the way the story is told. Overall, I really enjoyed Black Bloom, and I'm certainly going to look at the author's other work. This was a random Amazon recommendation find when I was browsing one night. So if you have read this, I would love to know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you all soon.